It's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow. What's poppin'? Welcome to the next episode of Let It Flow. What's good, bro?
What's good, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Real good. Life is great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So where you from?
It's crazy. When I first came to Houston, I was telling people I was from Dallas because I didn't think nobody knew what Fort Worth was. But I'm from the east side of Fort Worth. It's called Stop 6. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
To be honest, like before I lived in Houston, I'd never heard of Fort Worth. But living here, you hear about people say Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's more Dallas. Yeah, Fort Worth. Yeah, my people had got on to me about that. They was like, bro, stop saying Dallas. Because actually, like, Dallas is a whole nother side, really. It's like 30 minutes away from Fort Worth.
Right, because it's kind of like out here. There's a lot of places outside of Houston.
Yeah.
But they just pretty much consider themselves part of Houston.
Yeah, facts. Like Katy and
Missouri
Missouri City. Yeah. It's just
Sugarlands.
yeah.
Like if you live in Sugarland and someone's like, where you from? You're going to say, and if to somebody who's not from Texas, you're going to say, I'm from Houston.
Facts.
Because they'll be like, where the hell is Sugarland?
Yeah, they don't know where that's at unless you from them parts, for real.
Facts.
Yeah.
So what got you into content creating?
So it's a crazy story. So I started off as a brand, like I had a brand going or whatever, and I was real hard working doing press-ons for my brand. It just for people in the city because I was actually delivering them myself and shipping them out if they was far, and people was buying it, like it was actually going up. So this was around the time like face-to-faces was going crazy.
Right.
So I started going to face-to-faces just to promote the brand. Like when I do my intro, I'm like, I'm OTBDaeDae, and shout out to my brand, blah, 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 go shop type stuff.
That's smart.
So I was doing that and it was a bunch of YouTubers around, of course, because that was a YouTube type thing. I wasn't really worried about it, though. I was trying to promote my brand at the moment. But I ended up meeting people, got a little group together, and it's been up ever since. Yeah. For sure.
So I respect that because a lot of people don't realize that they have all this traction going on. They have all these people looking at them. Yeah. And they have nothing to sell.
Facts.
The only thing they're thinking about making money on is like views and stuff like that, which you can make money on this shit, you know what I mean? But at the same time, if you got a product you're selling or something you're offering, that's just more money that you can make.
Facts. That's real.
Yeah. So that's having the entrepreneur mindset.
Facts. Because I'm expanding my horizon right now as we speak. Like, I feel like that entrepreneur. Like, that's why when I started that, I was always supposed to start my brand again. And I never really got into it, but...
So where do you feel like the entrepreneur mindset came from?
Wanting better for myself. Never wanting to go back to where I was before. I just heard a song today that reminded me, like, I don't want to never go back to where I was before. I don't want to never feel like that again. So with that being said, for me not to feel like that again, I got to grind.
So tell me more about that. Like, when you say you never want to go back to that, what was that? What was that like?
So, like, I don't never want to work a 9 to 5 again. So like when I was in high school, I wanted money. So of course I did. I worked at Taco Casa. Do you know what Taco Casa is?
Mm-mm.
I worked at Taco Casa. When I left Taco Casa, I worked at I think it was Dunkin' Donuts? Dunkin' Donuts. Then I worked at a warehouse job. And one thing I did in my warehouse job, I used to like, it was people way older than me, like twice my age. I used to ask them like what is your outcome and like what you doing, like working this warehouse job? And people used to tell me retire. And I'm like, that's depressing. Like in my mind, I don't want to retire from here. Like this slavery work, like this don't feel right. So I was like, I gotta find another way other than working a 9 to 5. Right. So that's when I started my brand, and my brand was enough to start paying my car note. Nice. So I'm like, cool. So after that brand, then came YouTube money. I'm making way lower my car note at this moment. So I'm like, it's something bigger than what I got now. So I just kept striving for greatness.
Right. I mean, I feel like there's two different types of people in the world. There's bosses and there's employees.
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with being an employee because the world really needs them. Like the world wouldn't go around without employees.
Facts.
And some people are happy with just going to work, putting their 40 hours in, going home. It's enough to feed the family. Might not be able to go on many vacations, but you're still living life. You still have a lot of free time and you have time with your family. But there's some people who just ain't able to look at that as enough. They need to go out there and they need to make some boss moves and basically take their life in their hands. Instead of working for somebody else, they find a way to make their money without nobody paying them. Self-made. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the type of person you are. I'm the same type of person. You know what I mean? I feel like it's hard, though, sometimes.
It is. It's not as easy as people make it seem, for sure. And especially, like, me being young, like, you got to have a good mental space to do what we do, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you got to, because, like, you can go work a 9 to 5, and you in a bad mood.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can go there and be like, man, I don't feel like doing this, but I'm going to do it today and push through. What we do, you can't get on the camera and be like, y'all, I'm sad today, but I'm going to vlog for y'all. It don't make sense. Or, hey, man, I don't feel like doing this podcast today, but y'all, I'm here. You can't do that. You got to be mentally right, in the right space, for real.
I agree.
And that's
I think
important.
a lot of people fall off because of that, because they're not able to keep themselves in that mental space.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like it's important to do things like podcasts or just talk to people, because we all go through shit sometimes. And holding that shit in and never talking to nobody and just dealing with it, eventually you're going to break. You got to talk to somebody, let it out. It's just you got to stay positive. Like, even when times are bad, you have to find a way to stay positive, because that negative shit will break you down. You know, and being a social media influencer, it's a lot of negativity. The comments, the feedback. Like, so for you, I know you probably got plenty of hate. Like, how do you deal with that?
Bro, so I'm still dealing with it as we speak. Like, I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but like I'm just not getting used to it. Cause like I'm the type. But before I started the influencer stuff, I had to get my mind right. So for me to start going through that, it was like, dang, like I still be trying to listen to what people say. But like, cause like some stuff be true, or maybe I don't want to hear it. Like, but some stuff be like, really? It just be, I don't know. I still be in my head about stuff today. So I'll be lying if I said I didn't care about the comments today. Yeah. I'm still working on it. You feel me? But I be trying to ignore them. But me as the person I am, I be in my head about a lot of stuff. So that type of stuff do sometimes get to me, but not as much. I wouldn't say I really. You feel me? But it do get to me.
Because, a lot of that shit, they be wrong. And then people just be going back and forth talking about stuff. You know it's wrong. You want to comment, but then when you comment, it just gets worse. Now there's more focus on what you commented. You're like, man, I shouldn't have said nothing. And now it's like you just want to delete the post. So it's like, I don't know. It's tough for me, too, sometimes. You know, especially like when you're in a couple with somebody, because then your girl, a lot of times they're getting bashed more. And they're taking it worse. You got to deal with that. So it's definitely a struggle. But, you know, I just try to, what I try to do is I just try to, like, say something funny back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be saying some, now for me, what I get a lot is, like, you're racist. Like, when I do crazy pranks, my girl's black, they're calling me racist. I don't even engage in that. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I get a little mad, like, all right, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't know you. They don't even know you off camera.
Exactly.
But then another thing, like, one thing I know, like, the comments is, like, a small part because it's kids, like you said. They kids. They don't know no better. But when, like, people on big platforms got messy pages and doing this and doing that, that's when I get annoyed. And I be like, bro, can you take that? Like, I'll be respectful, too. Like, hey, can you just take that down? Or say it's a post, they get a lot of comments. Like you said, you got a girl. I'd be like, that's not respect. Like, my girl feels some type of way about that. Like, hey, bro, can you take that down? And I can just be respectful, and if not, like, it's nothing I can do over the internet. The internet always wins. Yeah. So that's what I'm learning too. Like, man, it's gonna be what it is, and it's always gonna be like, if you popping, it's gonna be something, bro. Like they keep saying stuff in your comments. You watching my video, but you feel the need to say this.
Wow. I like how you just said that. The internet always wins.
They always win. You can't win over the internet.
You can't fight it. So it's like a lot of times we try to fight it, and then we get out in all this BS when we could have just let it go.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's hard for us, because as influencers, when they're bashing us and all that stuff, you really want to be like, bro, I want to fight against this. But the more you fight, the more battles you're gonna have to fight in the future. Because it's crazy. So I know you're in a relationship, but how'd you meet your girl?
Man, it's a crazy story. So I actually met my girl last year on 4th of July. And I'm be like, I was respectful. She was in a relationship. It was her and her dude. But I honestly was meeting her to ask her some business questions because we had some like I seen her in the same rooms that So we was talking about some business stuff. We followed each other on Instagram, but it was never that.
Right.
So we actually got a mutual we did content with. So we eventually started doing content, all three, blase, and we just started getting close, like as good friends actually. Like we was good friends talking about a lot of stuff, how we similar, parents similar. Both of our moms' names is Candace. That's crazy to me.
Wow.
But it was just a lot of similarities, and it was just like telling me like she the one for me. Like it was just a whole lot of stuff. She was there for me mentally and all type of stuff as friends. And you know how people grow to be together. It was just like meant to be. Cause we couldn't be friends no longer. For sure. But like the internet was saying we liked each other before we actually told each other we liked each other. So it's kind of like we used to see the comments and not say nothing about it. You feel me? Right. But we met through doing content with a mutual. But we used to hang out a lot off camera a lot, like going out to eat, little stuff like that, like little dates, but we wouldn't call them dates. Right. You feel me? Yeah. It was
one
cool.
thing I noticed is like sometimes the best and most important relationships come when you're not really looking for it.
That's real.
You might not even be in the situation for it, but it just comes and you know. Like I feel like when it's somebody that you're supposed to be with, like
Facts.
And I feel like, and some advice I have to you and anybody listening is like, when you see that, you got to keep it. You got to hold on to it. You got to treat it right. Because a lot of people get that and they might not be the right age. Because you believe in God.
I pray every day.
For sure. So sometimes God will put you in these, he'll give you these situations, you know what I mean? But it's like, he's not going to give it to you a lot of times. So when he brings it to you, you got to cherish it. Sometimes you'll be older, sometimes you'll be younger. That's not your choice.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? So it's your choice to just treat it right and make sure that, you know what you got. Because it sounds like you got something that, is meant to happen, right?
Yeah, this is my first relationship.
Really? Your first relationship?
I'm 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of other controversy I get is because she's 18 and I'm 21. Right. So it's like the age difference. I get a lot of controversy because of that. Yeah. But like it wasn't up to me who I loved her. You feel me? And she's not illegal. Like,
yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that was where I'm coming from, but it just be a lot of that. But
I mean, my girl's 3 years younger than me.
See what I'm saying? But it's just like
because she's 18.
Yeah.
People are gonna say. I mean, I feel like
people gonna say that. But like she turns 19 next month, and then I'm still 21. You see what I'm saying? But like that was another controversy I get in the comments a lot. Like you a little weird for talking to an 18-year-old gang. She's grown.
Bro, there's like 28-year-olds talking to 18-year-olds.
Man, 30-year-olds. They gonna say what they say. If I talk to a girl 3 years older than me, they was gonna say something. Right. You see
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
the thing. And that's what it's like. No matter what, there's gonna be negativity coming. You know what I'm saying? So this is my like philosophy on life is when people send me negativity, I deflect it. So if somebody sends me negativity, I just make a joke out of it. Because if I deflect it, I didn't take it in, meaning it didn't affect me. But when you take it in and you feel like you got to react and like now you got to talk shit back, you're basically letting them win.
Yeah,
you took it in and you let it affect you. But if I deflect it and make a joke out of it, 9 times out of 10, the person who was hating is going to be the one that's mad. And I'm walking away laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's hard to make a joke about stuff like that, though. Yeah. Because that's a very serious...
Because it make you look like something you're not, like...
Yeah.
Like, you're making it weird, gang. Like, what is you doing?
So you just can't react to it in that situation.
Facts.
Yeah, every situation is different, for sure.
It is. And another thing is, like... like I told you, I've been doing this. I think you told me before the podcast. You told me you've been doing this for like a year.
This podcast, yeah.
Yeah, a year. So I've been doing YouTube for a year and some change.
Right.
I started last year in March.
Okay.
So a year and some change. So like, I've been grinding this whole time, but like I'm getting to a point of status where like it's getting bigger. You feel what I'm saying? It's getting bigger, but like. So it's new stuff happening, like new comments, more negative comments, more negative people, and it's hitting. You feel me?
But there's also more positive people,
Yeah.
So you just hit 200K, bro. I think I saw it in your story.
Yeah.
Congrats, bro.
Appreciate that for sure. The grind was real. Like I don't want to, and I didn't really celebrate it, and I don't want to act like I don't appreciate it. But when you know it's better for yourself, you just like you clap for them, but then like you keep moving. You feel me? Like, cause I really appreciate that 200K for real though, cause I know what it all came behind it. Like I told you, then got out of jobs and all type of stuff. Here come 200K subscribers.
It's a blessing, bro.
For sure.
I feel like you don't ever want to get too high from your wins. You don't ever want to get too low from your losses. You know, you got to keep yourself kind of towards the middle. Because if you get too happy and too high from your wins, and when things aren't hitting like they were just a second ago, now it makes you feel depressed. You're like, man, I was getting millions of views. Now I'm getting thousands. It's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all part of the process. Because that's how people get depressed. Or they get too low from their lows, and now they don't know how to get back to grinding. It's just like you said, you just got to just keep going.
You know the word for it?
What's that?
Humble.
Humble. Exactly.
That's the word for it.
That is, bro.
For sure. It just being humble about it. That's why I said I don't want to like, I ain't even posted a lot on Instagram. I said thank y'all for 200K, blase, and I left it at that.
Yeah.
Because I really thank y'all, but I'm just being humble about it because I know, you feel me, and it's more to come. It's more to come. It's always more to come. Like you said, like when you brought up God, I be praying to God a lot. Like I feel like I'm one of them like chosen ones. Like I be having them feelings, like for real. And I've been having, like recently, what's crazy, you was talking about the negative stuff. I've been having a lot of positive stuff happen recently, like positive people come into my life, like on some different stuff. Like I feel like 2025 is going to be filled with positivity.
Yeah, that's important, bro. A lot of people at your age don't understand that. Think about a lot of the people at your age who are just like surrounded with negativity. It's just because it's not even their fault necessarily. I'd say it's the world is just like that. Yeah. And you just have to be able to fight to be able to see the positivity because there's really no growth in negativity. You're never going to, like, negativity can only destroy. Fact. You know what I'm saying? Positivity is what creates. So if you can focus more on positivity, then you can create. You can grow. You can expand.
I believe that for sure. Because God, one thing about him, he always got plans for us, for sure. For all of us.
But it's like if you let that negativity control you, and then God's plan can never manifest.
Never.
You're blocking your blessings. So that's definitely good. I respect that. And, you know, and it's good to talk about on this platform and your platform as well, because I feel like more people need to know that. Yeah. They need to realize that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's our job as influencers. Like, we have influence. That's what makes us an influencer. You know what I'm saying? So what we need to do is spread a message of growth and positivity and a better life, because that's our responsibility. If we're going to have all this influence, let's have a positive influence, not a negative influence.
Yeah. And I feel like that was like the whole reason of influence is like in the beginning. That's why it's called influence, to influence the younger generation to do better. So like when I don't really vlog as much as I used to no more, but when I did vlog, I used to always try to keep a positive message in there. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, blase, I did this just to show y'all and blah blah blah. I did it every once in a while, but then they start clipping it a little bit. But I don't want to just seem like I'm flaunting stuff on them. So that's why I always had the positive message with what I do in the video. For instance, I just had a Cybertruck. I took my girl on a date in the back of on a picnic date in the back of the Cybertruck. Oh, that's right. Fun. But me even renting the Cybertruck like I did, it was like sentimental to me because I'm like, dang, like people where I'm from don't even get to be inside of these type of cars, or even as type of houses I done been in my life. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like, not that it's mine, it can be mine, but like it's big even being inside of something like this. Like, yeah, it's crazy. So it was just like I just had a positive message within that. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the manifestation. Like, if you want to have a nice house, a nicer house than what you have, you got to go in neighborhoods that are nicer than your neighborhood. Just drive around, take a walk, take a jog through there, and just look around and say, this is where I'm going to be. If you want to have same thing with cars, you know what I mean? Like, you literally speak it into existence. You believe in manifestation?
Yes. That's how I'm here today. Manifestation, for sure. Yeah, I prayed and manifested for all of this. Like, before I was today, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, I used to watch like a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. Like, that can really be me. Like, no cap.
Because you know what? There's two different types of people. There's people who are going to watch a YouTube video and be like, man, look at him. He doing all that. I mean, he, you know, they're hating. You know what I'm saying? They look at it in a negative way. Like, or there's people be like motivated. Like, damn, look at that house they got, man. Shit, I'm going to be there soon. So it's like, you want to be the guy who says, I'm going to be there soon.
Facts.
And not the guy who says, oh, how do you get that? He was scamming or something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And that go back to what you were just talking about, how people think, like the younger generation think. Right. When you can have a positive mindset, why have a negative one? That's go the same thing. Because, like, you watching, that's crazy that you can watch the same video and get two different concepts from it. Like, dang,
completely.
They trying to flex on me. Or, dang, they motivate me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's literally that simple. And it's like a decision that we make. But a lot of it has to do with things we've been through, but it's all about the way we react to it. And I do feel like having a relationship with God is definitely helpful.
Facts.
When it comes to having that positive mind state. Because you can feed into the negative and just be on that demon time, you know what I mean? Or you can look at God's perspective and see the motivation in it, for sure. When you got into content creating, was there any creators that motivated you that you was watching like, oh, wow, I want to be like that? I want to get to where they at. DDG
for sure. And you know it's crazy, like, I'm not the only influencer to say that. Like, DDG done influenced a lot of the generation that has, because it was like one of them influence, like, I think that was the only person I watched. It was like DDG, and it was like what's the other dude name? He used to react on the game. No, he used to tell story times on the game. I forgot his name.
Flight?
Huh?
Flight reacts?
Nah, you close though. He talked to his girlfriend named Jasmine.
I'm not sure.
Pretty Boy Fredo.
Okay.
It was Pretty Boy Fredo and it was DDG. Them the only people I watched growing up, for sure. Yeah, but then was people I say I looked up to, like, dang, they doing it, like cars, all type of stuff.
Yeah, DDG is going crazy. Like,
crazy.
His whole career has been definitely motivational.
Yeah, they be in my comments saying I look like DDG. They be saying that for sure.
I can see that.
I don't see it. I don't see it. They be comparing you to anybody?
Yeah, there's a rapper named Tom McDonald.
Tommy McDonald?
Tom McDonald. Dude does look exactly like me. I don't have my braids in right now. Yeah, look it up. Tom McDonald. Like, if I had my braids in, you'd be like, wow. I would look exactly like him.
What the? I seen you with braids, so I can see it.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty crazy, right? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
like, we're on the same. I want to get him on the podcast. Shout out to Tom McDonald. If I get him on the podcast, that shit gonna go up. It's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, if I had them same face tattoos, we would look damn near identical. That's the crazy thing.
Nah, God, y'all look alike. That's crazy.
That's really weird.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I feel like we all have a look-alike. There's only so many ways we can look. There's gonna be somebody who looks like you in the world. It's just a matter if they're somebody you're gonna see. There's probably somebody who looks so much like you can't believe it, but they might just be in the country somewhere. You'll never run across them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for sure. I really never met nobody that look like me. They be saying I look like a lot of people, but I don't see it. It be more so like people that's like close to my skin color with the same hairstyle as me. Be like, bro, that dude don't look like
that's not enough.
That's not me, bro.
So before the podcast, you played me one of your songs. That was the first song you did?
Yeah, well, that's the first song I really did like on my. Well, I did another song on my own. It's on YouTube too, but that wasn't like through me. It was through, you feel me?
Yeah, so you was featured.
Yeah, so basically this is like a song I did on my own.
Yeah,
and I actually ain't spoke about the song, but. Yeah, it's a song. Yeah,
I liked it, bro.
Good song. Appreciate
that
for
sure. And I'll be honest with you. Like, if I feel like there was some things that could be better, I would have told you. Which I told you that one thing.
Yeah,
but I feel like that's something that Yeah, once you do that, you're gonna be like, damn. I would do it harmonics, like kind of like in the background, like kind of sing with it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
put some like melody to it.
So I don't even look at this as a career to me, like that music stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I ain't gonna lie, if this song does do good, I might think about doing it like as a career or something, because I ain't never really did music, but a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, I mean, you see, look how DDG do it. He's a good example. It's like sometimes you don't have to make a career out of it. You can just do it. Like, cause if you make a career out of it, that's like going and getting signed and getting with a label. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you got a platform and you got fans, you got people who already rock with you, sometimes you don't need to go and do all that. You feel me? Sometimes you can just use the platform you got and get the money from the music. You got to worry about it, because that shit comes with a lot. You know, one thing I will give, and any advice I have to YouTubers is that we're free. We don't have people on our face telling us how to do this and that and the other. Don't put this out there. Can't say that. Don't, make sure you do this in this way. You do it however you want. But when you start getting them other industries, because I was signed, I know what it's like to be in the industry. And it's like, now, you can't put that song out because of this. Oh, wait, you got to wait to put that out. Just shit like that. Sometimes you don't really want that. Sometimes you just want to do what you want. So it's all about just put it out. You feel me?
That sounds like a 9 to 5 again.
Exactly. Because you got someone above you now, more or less. And just like we talked about being an entrepreneur, sometimes you don't want nobody above you. You want to do what you want to do.
Facts.
But there's nothing wrong with signing a deal, though, if it makes sense. There's definitely nothing. It just depends, like, if that's what you want to do. If you want to be a full-time artist, all right, yeah, get that deal.
But I like you said, though, we got free, and I never give. I feel like that's going to take up all my time in doing what I do now. So, like, I probably wouldn't fully do it like you said, because I definitely won't give up something I built myself for something. You feel me? For something like that just came. I wouldn't do that. But I definitely take interest in it and do what I do with it.
Yeah, if it makes sense. I mean, the sound's there, bro. Like, it fit in with what's out right now. I definitely fuck with it. And for being the first song that you did by yourself, I mean, keep it going, dog. You know, put it out. I mean, you can go viral making music on online without even having to do anything, but just put out music videos and get your views.
Nah, that's fact.
I mean, doing shows, you know, do shows.
That's my, that's crazy. That's my dream lifestyle. Like, I want to do shows, but I never was an artist. I was like, I got to find a way to do shows by being a YouTuber or something. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but like, that's like, that ever since I was little, like, people doing shows, it always interested me. Like, I'm like, that look fun. Everybody singing your song and you on stage singing, like, that's hard.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you do want to do shows, I can help you prepare for it. Because I've been in the rehearsal hall. I've done like hundreds and hundreds of shows, bro. Probably 1,000 shows. So, that's you know, like the way you prepare for shows, you get in that rehearsal hall. You got a mic, you play the music, you got mirrors in front of you, and you just perform. And you're watching yourself perform. And that's how, you know what I'm saying, that's how you build that. Because you know what you look like when you're up there. Yeah. You kind of figure out how I want to look. You know what I mean? You put hours into that shit, that's how you get ready.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
As an artist. But for now, just keep doing music, bro. Just keep dropping them shits. I mean, just build your sound.
Let's see where it take me. Because it's my first time ever saying something about some music, man. Let's see where it take me, though, for sure.
So, like, what advice do you have for up-and-coming content creators right now? Like, you've been doing it for a year now, and you've created, from what I've seen, a lot of success in 1 year. There's not a lot of people I've seen who was able to do that in 1 year. So what advice did you have for other creators who, you know, look up to you and like to get that type of success?
I say stick to what's you and what's for you. You will know what's for you. And don't give up and stay consistent. That's the most important thing. That was the message of today's workout. You gotta stay consistent. Even if you don't see progress now. I actually I was on the phone with a big YouTuber probably like a week ago, and he was giving me a little advice on my channel myself. But like you said, it's been a year and I already made so much progress. He was telling me how, I think he said he started doing videos in 2018 and it took him to 2021 to start making money. That's crazy. That made me really appreciate the seat I'm in. And he's a big YouTuber.
Right.
But it's just crazy how it took him that long. Like, if it take him 2018.
3 years.
3 years. If it take him 3 years, no telling how long it's going to take you. You got to keep grinding. If you really want to do this, you feel me?
That's very true.
If you don't really want to do it, then you ain't putting enough effort if you really want to do it.
Right. Yeah, one thing I definitely agree with. I agree with everything you said. But, like, as far as being yourself, that's what I had to figure out, too. Like, because, like, when you're yourself, that's what people resonate with. They can tell. They can tell. Like, people have this, like, hidden little radar they have in their mind where they can tell if something's real or not. They can tell if it's fake. They can tell if it's real. They're usually right. Most people. Some people might not have it. You know what I mean? But most people can. And they can see what's genuine. That's what made me want to do this podcast, because that's really me. I'm having a real conversation with you with who I am. I'm not pretending or trying to be funny or anything like that. We're just having, you know, so you want to be yourself. Facts. You feel me? And I feel like a lot of people miss that. What they try to do is they try to be somebody else. They're like, oh, I love what they're doing. I'm going to do exactly what they're doing. And they kind of, but who are you? Is that you? Is that the way you would do it? Or are you just trying to be them?
And I explain it like this. Like, they already good at being them, which is their content already. So they already want to watch them. So you would never surpass them because you copying their content.
Right.
And I had to learn that too. Like, you feel me? Like, in what I do. And I feel like you said, like, they recognize real through the cameras. I feel like it's the same way when you meet somebody. You be like, that's a good dude. You know how you ever met somebody who was like, I don't even know him like that, but I can tell from his presence, like he a genuine dude, or right. You feel me? Something like that. But I feel like they see that through the cameras too.
Yeah, I feel like whatever the sixth senses that we have, a lot of us can tell what authenticity is, and when you can in person, you can really tell.
Facts.
If you're, especially if you're real. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always see like people who are real chilling around other people who are real. There's people who are fake chilling around other people who are fake. Because you know the people who are fake can feel the vibes, but the other people are fake, and they just kind of get together. You know what I mean? But it's like through the camera, there's a certain sense of it too, though. They can, from the certain way you talk and move and do what you do, they can tell if that's really you or if you're trying to be somebody else. Yeah. So if you can find you and just become the greatest version of you. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can attain success. You got to become the greatest version of yourself. Facts. Because you were put here for a reason. You know, and if you're trying to diverge from that reason to be somebody else, God ain't going to bring the blessing to you because you're trying to be them. And what God's telling you is you need to be you. You need to be you. And once you find you, that's when you take off. So I feel like with you, maybe you just already knew you. You were able to, you knew yourself already. Facts. And that's why it worked for you so quickly.
Yeah, it was like a domino effect. A lot of stuff fell in place. And I be talking to my mom a lot because she be talking about how it happened. Because, like, I didn't even tell, before all of the, in the middle of me starting to do YouTube, I was flying out to a lot of places to do different things. And my mom, my first time flying by myself, my mom like, do you know these people? Like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of questions, like, until I started making money. But, like, she was telling me, like, because I was asking her advice on something, but she was telling me how she can't give me advice on everything because she don't know my story like I know my story. Just like when she was telling me not to fly out them times and stuff like that. You feel me? So I feel like that goes with that. For real, for real.
Well, it's a new world now. Yeah. You know, our parents can teach us a lot about how to be a good person, how we should live life. But the way that we make our money now, our parents don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's something that they just don't really, they didn't grow up with that. You feel me? So we have to pave our own path. Yeah. And I think it's always like that. Like our parents are always going to be in the old ways. It's a new world.
Let alone my granny. My granny think I'm doing something illegal. She be telling me, you better stop doing whatever you're doing out there. She don't know what I'm doing. Until she know now. But she used to be like, how's you getting all that? I used to show her little stuff like here and there. She's like, what is you doing out there? I'm like, Granny, I told you I'm doing video. You ain't doing no video. She do not believe that. Because you got to know they from a whole different generation.
Yeah, your granny's from 2 generations back. You feel me? Back then, like barely TVs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's like, think about a computer.
Mm-hmm. And she think it's simple. She be like, put me in a video. Can I record something?
And you should. Yeah. You should. I ain't gonna lie.
Our granny in a video.
Yeah, bro, a prank. Pranker, bro.
My granny, I don't know how she react.
And you know what? That's the best thing. Get you a GoPro, put it in the car, have it recording, and she don't know you're pranking her. Because she don't know.
She don't.
You can get her at least one good time where she has no idea you're pranking her, bro. You got to do it.
Only pranks I can think of, my granny not gonna like, man, she gonna go crazy, man.
That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. So I'm gonna get deep with you for a second. What's the hardest struggle that you went through in your life?
Hardest struggle, like mentally or like mentally?
Mentally, like just the thing that just broke you down the most and you didn't know if you could make it through it type of situation.
What broke me down mentally? I feel like deaths, people have been away from me, abandonment, really those things. A lot of stuff I feel like tried to break me. I ain't gonna say broke me. Tried to break me and I surpassed it. But you know, it's called life. So I learned to deal with it still to this day of all that stuff.
So when you say deaths, like what deaths did you?
My grandpa and my papa died like a couple months apart, not a month apart. I got some friends that passed away. You feel me? And yeah, at a young age, I've been witnessing death stuff. Like even I got a little cousin that died. I had our family had a real serious like house fire, and then we lost my young cousin, and it was 2 kids in there. It was another kid. He was in the fire. My other little cousin, and he lived. She actually saved him. She covered him, and she died.
Dang.
And he's still alive though. But it's just been a lot of tragic stuff that happened in my family. You feel me? Yeah. And I feel like it messed with me mentally, especially that I was a child and I didn't know till I got older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Yeah, death can definitely change you, bro.
No, facts.
Especially when there's people close to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said abandonment, what did you mean by that?
Because it's a lot of really, I say with my dad. I never really spoke about it, but like my dad, I feel like that got something to do with like some stuff I think about too. Breaking, like, cause sometimes you know how kids think. You feel me? Like, dang, am I the reason why he don't be around? He must not mess with me or blah blah blah. So much stuff go through your head. You feel me? And you remember I told you my papa passed. Like that was a part of my dad cause that's his dad. That was part of my dad I feel like I had when he was alive. So when my papa passed, I was thinking about a whole lot of stuff then too. Like he didn't see me graduate. He didn't see me doing what I'm doing now. Last time my papa seen me, I was in high school. I've been out of high school.
Oh, you were in high school when he died?
Yeah, but I've been out of high school since 2021. He didn't see me graduate, nothing. So it was just, that was something I broke down about before I graduated. Because he died right before my graduation. So I'm like, dang. That hurt. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it gave me a reason to grind. So that's why I said it didn't break me. It gave me a reason to grind. It's like, I'm going to do this for you. For real, for real.
Give you a purpose.
Facts.
Dang. So do you feel like, as far as like, what's your dad? Do you feel like him not being around actually created the person you are today?
Yeah, they do. And I didn't try to rebuild with my dad. But like you said, you know, God do everything for a reason. Maybe he was just there to put me on this earth and that was it. Yeah. And that's cool. Maybe I'm trying to build something that's not there.
Maybe you wouldn't be who you are if it hadn't happened that way.
Facts.
You know, maybe if he was around, you'd be a different person.
Yeah.
You know?
I probably wouldn't have that grind in me like I do.
You feel me? So, I mean, it's hard to see it that way sometimes. And that's why I try to dig deep with people and talk about these types of topics, like what makes you who you are. Yeah. The struggles that you went through created you. Like, it born a new person with a new purpose. It created a purpose. It created that grind. It made you want to go hard and make your grandfather proud.
Facts.
Because, like, if you don't have someone to make proud, then sometimes we don't have a reason to go so hard. You know, like, we might go 50%. And 50% is cool, because a lot of people are going 50% in the world. But if you want to go that 90, 100%, sometimes you need just a little more purpose than everybody else. Because maybe just who you are and the way you are, the way you think, you needed that. You might have went 50 your whole life. But now you're going 100. You know?
That's deep.
Yeah.
Facts. I ain't never thought about it like that.
Yeah. So, that was deep. So let's lighten the topic. So in your mind, you seem like a happy dude. You seem like a positive dude. Like, what do you feel like is the key to happiness?
The key to happiness is,
in your opinion,
I feel like the key to happiness is doing something every day to make you happy. Or like, I feel like the only thing that make you sad is negative thoughts. And knowing that, like, most of the negative thoughts people have, like, you can't control them. You feel me? So knowing that you can't control negative thoughts, I feel like you should be happy. Why not be happy? Life is short. With that being, like, because I just told you, like, I just seen a lot of deaths. I done had a lot of deaths. So I didn't have that. I know what it feel like to be that, but I know life is short from that. So I'd be happy. I'd rather be happy my whole life. You feel me?
Right. I agree 100%. I feel like when something happens to you, like what you think, your reaction to it mentally is what creates either happiness or sadness, or negative or positive. Because I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe that heaven and hell exist right here on earth. It's all around us. We're here now. We're just living in the world. And we have to make a decision whether we want to live in heaven or hell. If we want to live in heaven, we got to think positive. We have to enjoy life. We have to appreciate life. We have to see the things that we have and enjoy and appreciate it. Not always worry about what we don't have, but think about what we do have. But if you want to always worry about what you don't have and always stress and always be negative and always feed into all the bad things that are going on, you're living in hell. So we have a decision to make. It's really that deep.
It's a mental thing.
It's a mental thing. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. We're not going to live in heaven every day. Because there's going to be certain days, I don't know what it is, but we wake up, we're like, man, fuck everything. Fuck what I made this month. This is everything.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be days where, and you just have to just deal with it. That's just going to be a bad day. Some people call it waking up on the wrong side of the bed. You know what I mean? But then there's other days where it's just like everything's great and we enjoy it all. You know what I mean?
You know what I do when I had them days? Like you said, like fuck everything. Blase. I'll pray.
Yeah.
I'll pray. God, because that's the devil. Like you said, like them days is the devil.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I ain't gonna say it. No, I'm gonna say it. The devil is in you. Like just like God is in you, the devil can be in you. Like have you ever got mad and did something you knew wasn't you?
Yeah.
You feel
I
me?
have
That's,
for sure.
That's the devil. And I feel like we all done had them moments and you just gotta learn how to control it and pray. Like, God, I know that's not me, blase.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been like I feel like it took me like to move out my house to get real close to God. Like I was close to God, I was praying every night, but I wasn't praying how I'm praying now. I wasn't getting on my knees, cutting off all the lights, getting real like, you feel me, into prayer. It took me to move out and just start getting older really with life. Like I just had to talk with my since my real pops wasn't in my life, I had my step pops. He been there since I was 8.
That's what's up.
So I just had to talk with my pops, telling him like I've been hitting the ground a lot more lately, like becoming a man, like for real.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him for sure.
For being there for you.
Yeah. But
you know, I feel like people have a certain frequency that we exist in. And it could be a higher frequency or a lower frequency. And I feel like when we get into that lower frequency of life, which has a lot to do with everything, food we eat, people we're around, what we're consuming content-wise, what we're watching, all that shit plays a part in it, our mind state. And if you're in a lower frequency, the devil is able to enter you easier. He's able to come into you and make you do some things like that. But if you're at a higher frequency, the devil can't enter you. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard that before?
Nah, that's my first time, but it makes sense. Like, it make perfect sense. Like, yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes we might have just ate really bad yesterday. And it literally, that's why we wake up the next day feeling. Like, I would like to know, someone needs to do a study on why do we wake up some days like that? Like, what is that? Because I don't want to wake up like that. How can I avoid it?
You just made it make sense, though. If yesterday I just ate some Popeyes and I woke up today, like, yeah, I'm gonna feel like that. Like, you ain't gonna feel as great. Yeah. That's another reason why, like, I just enter my exercising journey. Every day I exercise, I feel good. So it's not one negative day. So right now I'm not doing every day, but I want to eventually start doing every day so I can feel good every day. Cause like I told you, every day I feel like I exercise, I feel good. Like, you know, 28. That's like,
yeah, he pushes hard in that gym.
And one thing why I won't ever hire nobody else to train me but 28 is because he's gonna train me and he's gonna give me the word at the same time.
Right.
He gonna give me something to think on, like, you feel me? And I'm young, so like it's a lot of stuff I have to learn. And I'm very important at being a student of the game. Like, and he give me advice on life. Of course I'm be a student at life. It's a lot of stuff to learn. So that's the main thing I like to do to make me feel good every day. I feel like everybody should wake up and do something that make them feel good in the morning or whatever, so your whole day will be good. So you won't have them low frequency days. You feel me? Like,
so I really like what you said, bro. That was actually some really wise words. What you said is that when you wake up in those low frequency days, you, instead of just going with it and allowing it to just affect your entire day, you counteract it. You pray. You go to the gym. You do things to get rid of it. To raise your frequency to a higher frequency. Yeah. So now you could have a good day. Because a lot of people get into a destructive path by allowing those days to happen. And then 6-7 hours in their day, they're doing some shit they regret.
Facts.
But if you just stop it and just counteract it and just do something to get rid of that, now you avoid so much bad.
Facts.
And you know what? You might be doing it without realizing. Like, we just broke down the equation on how it works, but you probably already doing that shit, bro.
Yeah. Facts.
I respect that for someone your age. I definitely respect your mind state.
Facts.
You know, so I think that's why it's so powerful to give the world your mind state. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of young people these days, it's just so many bad influences. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people who are a little lost these days. Not just young people, people of all ages.
And you know it's crazy. Like, everybody, all the kids and stuff, they not even bad kids.
Right.
It's just, it's a trend. It's a trend to do this. It's a trend. Like upcoming rappers, upcoming influencers, all type of stuff. Like, they good people. Like, I done met some of them and I done seen them on the internet. Like, I ain't never seen that side of you. Right. But it's a front for the internet, like for a lot of people to show them that I'm this, I'm that. But in real life, you a good person. Why not show that side? Right. But it's not cool. That's not gonna get views for them. You know what I mean? That's why it's good that you got this podcast and you can show positivity and still get what you get. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I respect that for real, for real.
Yeah, like it's actually sometimes surprising how many views we get for the positive content. Yeah, you know, so it's motivating for me, and that's why I always try to tell everybody, like, we gotta do our shit, we gotta pop our shit, we gotta make the video, because I'm also, you know, content creator outside of this. Yeah. But we gotta do some goofy shit, you know, some shit that's gonna make a little people mad, you know what I mean? But at the same time, to be funny, but at the same time, we gotta give them that positivity too. So you being your age and being in your relationship right now, like, what's your advice to like the younger generation for like keeping a strong relationship? In this day and times, I feel like a lot of people are having trouble, like, really understanding, like, what a relationship is and how it should be for, you know, a lot of the young people. So, like, what advice do you have?
So, I'm going to start out by saying, like, no relationship is perfect. You're going to have ups and downs in a relationship. That's just a relationship. So, the main thing is, like, if you really love that person, you're going to stick with them. And the biggest thing in a relationship is communication. If y'all here on communication, y'all here in y'all relationship, and y'all will never fall off because y'all here with communication. So I feel like that's the biggest thing, because you're going to have times where you going to disagree with your man or your female. Like, that's going to happen. I'm sure you have. I have. That's just a part of a relationship. So communication, and another thing, like God, once again, I know I keep saying God, but God is the answer to everything. Right. Like, for real. Like, pray together. For real. Like, I was on the phone with my parents the other day. I be on the phone with them a lot if I keep saying that. But I was on the phone with my parents the other day, and they asked me, I forgot what the question was. It was a question, though, about me and Nicole. They was like, y'all always around each other. Y'all don't get tired of each other. I was like, nah. We started conversating about my relationship, though. And I told them that we be praying together. And my pops and my mom was shocked. Like, that's different. Like, that's I don't know people that really does that.
At your
age? Yeah, because, like, I ain't gonna lie, when we first started praying together, it was kind of, I wouldn't say uncomfortable, but it was just like a little weird. That's a real deep spiritual thing, like, praying together. Like, that's real deep. That's deeper than, you feel me? Yeah. But, like, so it was a little weird, because it's like you letting them enter a space where you never let nobody else into. I never pray with nobody else other than family. Right, you see what I'm saying? Like, my mom taught me how to pray, blase. After that, it's been praying since then. But that's a real, personal space to bring somebody into.
Yeah. I mean, you nailed it, bro. You nailed it. I feel like you're right, bro. And for all the young people, I feel like they can learn something from that, for sure. Because a lot of things that you just described are things that people understand, you know, at 40 years old, finally getting what you said, communication. People don't know how to communicate no more. It's like, people want to be right. And that's one thing about life. What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces, okay. So a lot of people, like, no matter the sign, they want to be right. Yeah. When they have a conversation, it's like, oh, I'm right. And it's like, sometimes being right is less meaningful than just simply just letting them feel like they're right. Like, what did you gain from proving your point? You argued it out. You yelled about it. You was right. But now y'all don't even want to sleep in the same room. Was it worth it? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just gotta let them be right. You got it. You got it.
Another thing, like, I feel like the arguments don't be big as our relationship. It's not bigger than our relationship. We not you feel me? Like, I'd rather communicate right here than, like you said, beef with you later on. Come on, let's talk right now and see where we both was wrong, or say I was wrong. And I feel like another thing is when you talking with your partner, you got to hear your partner out, put yourself in their shoes, other than trying to defend your point or make your point. You feel me? And that's the thing I'm still learning to today. Like, it's easier said than done. Like, you got to really sit there and be like, let me take myself out of my body and see, like, where they coming from. Let me stop my point first, and let me really see where they coming from with what they telling me. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are two different creatures. We are male and female. We think different. We feel different. We know females is more sensitive than we know that. Like that's a fact. We all know that. So we with us being two different genders, like that's like I feel like you should see where your other person coming from.
For
with
sure.
That being said,
and that even is relevant to like friendships.
Facts.
Like you got to be willing to listen to what somebody got to say. You know, if they're wrong, they're wrong. But just hear them out because maybe they're right. Maybe the first sentence was coming off crazy. You're like, hold up. But then you listen to, you're like, hold up, because they're mad. But then you start listening to the second, third, fourth sentence. You're like, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I was tripping, you know?
That's how it be.
Yeah.
You gotta calm down. Especially if y'all yelling and stuff, just calm down and, feel me, do your little woo size in the head. Let me chill out, because maybe I'm just mad.
Right. No, one advice I will give, and you might already do this, is like sometimes in the moment, it isn't the time. Like you want to hear them out, but they're not ready, or you're not ready. One of y'all ain't ready to hear both each other out, so you walk away. That's one thing I do with my girl. We walk away.
That's real.
Like, you know what? I feel you. But let's just stop. You know, I'm gonna smoke. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do something. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna answer the conversation again, like maybe an hour, 30 minutes, could be 5 minutes. I mean, just something. Just depends on the situation and where we are. And be like, all right, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? All right, cool. Let's talk. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to. Sometimes you got to give that moment, because it's like a vibe that kind of can leave you. Like, you know how when you just walk away, you take a deep breath, you're like, all right, let's talk.
Like actually cool off.
Yeah, cool off.
And that's real. Like I never like you said, I probably already do that. I don't do that. And like I just said earlier, I actually said the opposite of that. I said, let's sit here and talk about it right now.
That's why I said that. That's the reason why I gave that advice.
But that's real. I never thought about that. Like, hey, or just walk away. That's real.
Yeah, but don't. Okay, there's a difference between walking away and storming away. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna like, fuck this in, knock some shit over. You know what I mean? That's not what I meant. That's not it. That's not the way. You gotta be like, look, you gotta be a little bit more like mature in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Be like, all right, let's just take a second.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to argue with you right now. Like, let me just walk away for a minute, and we can just finish this conversation a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they can respect it.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, they're like, I appreciate the fact that you did that, because it was about to turn up. You know, I'm not as mad now. Are you as mad? Okay. Now let's talk. You know, and that's when the real conversation comes. Like,
that's real.
Because all the other shit is bullshit. You know, when you're mad, when you're both mad, what are you saying?
Yeah. Have you ever with your like significant other like went back on the argument y'all had and laughed about it?
Yeah.
That's how you know it be done. Because I had that time. Like, we didn't like, you was really mad about that, and you be like, yeah, like, what was we just doing? That's how you know, like, that's why that walk away situation, like, that is smart. Yeah. That's something I need to work on. Like you said, I be wanting to talk about it right now. I don't want to be mad.
I do too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm not teaching you something that I know. My girl taught me this. She wants to walk away. And I used to be like, man, fuck all that. You know, I'm trying to, let's do it right now. I'm a Taurus. So a Taurus wants to do it now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So she had to teach me that. And that's why I'm telling you that, because I'm realizing, you know, just like how you said, you got to listen and understand the girl, how they're feminine. Mm-hmm. So when we're dealing with a girl, you want to, you know, like, you don't want to be too hard on them. It's kind of like caring about them. Like, I care about you enough that I don't really want to go as hard as I'm ready to go right now. You know what I'm saying? So let me just chill, go for a minute, and then we can talk. And I'm not going to go that hard. You know what I'm saying?
I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
I'm glad. I mean, I feel like doing this podcast gives me an opportunity to talk to people. I've learned a lot of shit. Yeah. I've taught a lot of shit, because I feel like we could all be better. Nobody's perfect. You said that earlier. Nobody's perfect. Like, we could always build and become better. It's just about being willing to. Yeah. You know? So speaking of that, like, speaking of the youth right now, like, what's something that you feel like, you know, growing up could have helped you, that you could say to the youth, you know, that they need to hear?
Like, just growing up in general?
Yeah, or just something that you feel like could help the youth right now. I feel like the youth is that's a tough time right now. You know, it's a lot. So what advice would you give them as far as, like, you know, getting through what they're going through?
I say one thing I struggle with, like, I probably not really talked about it. I probably didn't told people that's close to me. But, like, being you, like, I feel like that's what a lot of people struggle with today too. Like, the younger generation. I don't think I really found myself until I got out of high school. Mm-hmm. Like, even people that used to go to high school with me can't believe what I'm doing now. I was the kid with the headphones in with the hoodie on.
Right.
That's crazy.
Me too, bro. I was like that too.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like, I feel like one thing in school, like I say be yourself though, like, cause you see where I'm at, and I feel like my personality was too much for school or too much for, so I always was closed in, listening to music, like, you feel me, and went home and showed my personality. Yeah. Like if you ask my mom today, like the way I act on YouTube is the way I've been acting around the house my whole life. Yeah. Like that's me, but I never showed that side at school
to everybody
because
else.
I feel like I was gonna be judged for who I am. Yeah. So I say for the younger you, like be yourself, bro. No matter what nobody say, bro. Because at the end of the day, you might be that shining star in school, and everybody do. You feel me? Of course, you gonna have people that don't like you, but yeah, from we ball. You feel me?
Right. If you try to be like everybody else, there's already a bunch of them.
It is.
You feel me? There's a million of them, but there's one of you, and you might be that guy who could be the greatest, like DDG. Yeah. Greatest to do it. From that generation he came from, because he was him. He was himself. He wasn't trying to copy nobody. Everybody was trying to copy him. If you want to be at the front of the wave, the person that everybody's trying to catch up to, then you got to be you. You know what I mean? Because if you're trying to be somebody else, they're already at the front of the wave. You can never be the wave. The only way to become the wave is to be 100% you.
Create your own wave.
Create your own wave. And when you create your own wave and that shit starts building up, becomes a tidal wave, everybody's trying to ride that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know that you really doing something.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
Yeah. So outside of being a content creator, what other things do you see yourself doing?
I don't know if you see my Instagram. Like I do a lot of dressing and stuff, and people like the way I dress. So I actually have fun with it. I've been dressing since I was little. I go to my granny house and put on clothes. I put on her fur coats and make it look good. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I feel like I do look good in clothes, like the way I look in clothes. I like the way I look in clothes.
Yeah, fashion.
But, yeah, so fashion. I do see me getting brand deals in the future and also creating my own brand. Yeah. You feel me? Because I feel like since people like the way I dress, let me drop this because I like the way this look. You feel me? You can shop with me. You feel me? And I feel like I can come out with something real unique. And who knows? Maybe in the future, y'all might see something real soon. Who knows? But I really like, that's a way of expressing myself other than YouTube. Like, I love dressing. Like, that's just something I always did. And I done put on the weirdest stuff. I try to put on something like the most odd and try to make it look good in my granny house.
So one thing about that is, like, it means you have an eye for fashion. Like, because fashion is about, like, doing shit that nobody else is doing. Mm-hmm. So you have to have an eye for that. So I feel like if you want to do a clothing line, that makes sense because you got an eye for maybe the next wave. Yeah. The next wave of fashion. Because some people can't see it. They don't have the eye. Mm-mm. So it sounds like you do. That sounds good.
Yeah, and I didn't notice, like you said, I got an eye. Other people bring it to me. Like, people, I ain't gonna boost myself. People was telling me, like, DaeDae the nigga that put that stuff on. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, I thought it was cool. Or they'd see me in some regular clothes and be like, I like that fit right there. Like this, I'm just went to the grocery store, gang. Like, but I like to put it together well. But other people pointed it out to me and made me look at it like, I really do this dressing stuff. And that's when I took it more serious and started posting professional pictures on my Instagram. So I could get them brand deals that I'm looking for.
Oh, they're coming, bro.
Yeah.
They're coming real soon.
For sure.
Like, in my opinion, I see a lot of big things coming for you. You know, the music was fire. Conversation's good. Like, for your age, I'm impressed. Just keep that shit going, dog. Keep growing. Like, it's tough these days.
It is.
You know what I mean? But just keep that positive mind state, dog. I see some things happening. So, is there anything else you want to say to the people? Anything you want to add?
No, just look out, man. Hey, man, I got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff dropping, man. I'm finna make a lot of big moves. Like he said, a lot of big stuff coming, for sure.
For sure. So for the ones that don't know, where can they follow you at?
You can follow me at OTBDaeDae with 2 E's on all platforms. You feel me?
Make sure y'all check him out, subscribe, follow. But I definitely appreciate the conversation, bro.
For sure. I appreciate you for having me, for real. I really wanted to maybe I'll be back in the future when I got all this stuff coming. You feel me?
Whenever you're ready to come back, you just hit me, bro.
Nah, for
it's
sure.
Open. The door's open anytime. And also, there's anything you need, bro. Like as far as the artist stuff, because like I've been an artist. I've been in the industry, so I know a lot about it. So if there's anything you need me to hear a song, need my opinion, just hit me, bro.
Yeah, I definitely respect the feedback. I'll probably send you my next song, man. No
For
cap.
sure. Hell yeah. But all right, bro. We'll see you on the next episode. Yeah.
That was tough.
It's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow.